EA Sports coverage of the National Football League brings us to legendary Lambeau Field in Green Bay. We all know this community lives for its Packers, and the green and gold came out of the tunnel a short time ago, and it was loud. We are ready for football, so are they, as the Packers get set to match up with the Dallas Cowboys. Mason Crosby of the Packers has it teed up, and off we go from Lambeau. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Now the first carry for Ezekiel Elliott. And he'll go down right at the 30-yard line. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be second down. Elliott, the leading rusher for the second time in his 3 NFL seasons, 1,434 yards, more than 100 better than second-place Saquon Barkley.
And the offense runs through Ezekiel Elliott in Dallas. He makes them go. And how about how he added to his pass catching this year? His numbers jumped up in a big way. So when Dak Prescott didn't have something downfield, he just dumped it out into the flat to number 21.
And with the play clock winding down, we're going to get a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5. A second down throw for Prescott. Got an open man. It's Michael Gallup. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. That one goes for 24 yards. So into Packer territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 46. A give to Elliott. Oh, he shifts past him. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. 11 more on that one, and another first down. A tough run by Ezekiel Elliott, the 4th overall pick in the 2016 draft.
If you watch tape of him in college, you saw plenty of those runs, because I know the highlights showed him in the open field breaking away from people, but that's how he wore down defenses, those exact type of runs.
They keep on the ground with Elliott. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense, because you're excited about hitting him in the first half, maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
On 2nd down, Elliott. And a nice move will yield nothing as he's stopped behind the line. It'll go as a loss of a yard, and it'll set up 3rd down.
Nice play right there to stop him behind the line, but I want to see how this defense continues to play him here in the first half.
Yeah, we know. You know better than I. He has the ability to take over a game, so what do you do?
Yeah, I think you have to make sure that you bottle him in at varying levels. Because if you crowd everyone to the line of scrimmage, if he breaks through, there's nothing but room to run.
Got to get to the 26 for a first. This is third down. Looking to throw. Prescott. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by Josh Jackson. Certainly not how they envisioned ending their opening drive here in the first quarter.
Too many ones in this play. First quarter, first drive, first interception thrown.
And that last one, that hurts. Rodgers will break the huddle and bring the pack up 1st and 10, just shy of midfield at the 48. So after the INT, it's Rodgers. Steps away. A hit as he throws there, incomplete.
Pressure, and that's certainly going to be a key to this game going forward. And that time, they were able to get in there and influence the throw. And remember, quarterbacks got to get rid of it. They don't have the Tucker rule that they can fall back on anymore.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. To throw is Rodgers. Going to throw again. And he will go down. A Cowboys sack. Tyrone Crawford in there to make the sack. He buries him for a loss of 10. Rodgers now, after the sack, he'll lead the pack up on 3rd and long. Now a play fake. Rodgers. He's going to look deep down the field. And that is going to be pulled in one-handed. Wow. And oh, so close as he takes it all the way to the 2-yard line. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. After the big play, a chance to finish now on 1st and goal. They'll try and run it in with Jones. And they'll bring him down after just a short pickup. It's a gain of a yard, and it'll set up 2nd and goal. A note on Aaron Jones, by the way, Charles, that kind of surprised me. He actually led the NFL this season at 5.5 yards per carry.
He's one of those players that doesn't get mentioned nearly often enough for his explosiveness. But when he touches the football, good things happen for the Green Bay Packers. Unfortunately, didn't play in the early part of the season, then got hurt in the late part of the season. All of his production had to come in the middle. 728 rushing yards and 8 touchdowns. I'd love to see his production over a 16-game schedule.
This Cowboy defense trying to hold him out of the end zone. They've run it to 3rd and goal. Shotgun now for Rodgers. Down and open, it's Adams. Touchdown, Green Bay. Devontae Adams, a 2-yard touchdown grab. And the Packers have taken the early lead. The point after through the raindrops, up and good. And that makes the score 7-0. Crosby on now to kick it away. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And they'll put up the stop sign there as his guys will get it at the 25. Now, Charles, as the Cowboys take over here, what do you think of the season that Dallas had? Yes, they get in the playoffs, but that's now 6 straight divisional round games that they've lost.
And that doesn't make you feel great as an organization. But think about this season. They started 3-5, ended up winning their division, questions about their head coach Jason Garrett's future, They finished 7-1 to claim that third NFC East title in 5 years. And then they added a playoff win over Seattle as well. So I think the future looks good for Dallas. I also like what they're building in terms of Dak Prescott, Ezekiel Elliott on offense. But how about on defense? They got two of the better young linebackers in the league, and Jalen Smith and Leighton Vander Esch. Build around them.
There he goes, Amari Cooper. Touchdown, Cowboys. Amari Cooper, 64 yards. And the Cowboys are an extra point away from tying the football game. As a former DB, you might not like to see that, but from a wide receiver's perspective, those are the plays they dream of.
Correct on both counts, all right? Because once he took off, I mean, let's face it, that should have been done in Big Sky Country. Aren't any speed limits out there? And off he went. Glad I wasn't the one trying to chase him.
Extra point splits the uprights, and we are tied at 7. So we're right back where we started, all even as the kick's away. That's fielded in the end zone. And the decision to bring it out will cost him about 5 yards as he'll get this only back to the 20. Earlier, Charles, we were mentioning about how Green Bay missed the playoffs this last year. You know, they had made the playoffs 8 straight years, 2009 to 2016, but now 2 straight years without going to the playoffs. And when you're playing in a town called Titletown, USA, I don't know that you're accustomed to that.
This feels to them, even though it's just been 2 years, this feels like the days when they went through former legends leading them. Bart Starr, Forrest Gregg, even Lindy Infante came in, had a 10-win season, but none of those resulted in a playoff appearance. A lot more years then. The Packers don't want to get back to that now. This cost Mike McCarthy his job. The new head coach wants to set a new direction and get the Packers back in the playoff picture.
And he'll be brought down here at the 28. 8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on second and short. On second down, it's Jones. And not much, maybe a yard up to the 29. We haven't seen much from him running the football here in this first quarter.
No, you're right about that. We haven't seen much of him at all so far. They've stacked him up pretty well, but when you're trying to run the football, sometimes you got to play the long game. Keep handing it to him, and some of those runs that aren't working now, they turn into 6, 7, 8, and maybe more later on.
They'll try and run for it with Jones. And he's going to have the first down yardage to the 35. It'll go as a gain of 6 that time, and it moves the chains as well. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Second quarter about to get underway with the Packers in possession of the football. And they've got it here with a first down. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Now a first down carry by Jones. It's a pickup of 15 and a fresh set of downs.
We don't talk about it very often, but sometimes there's a dip in intensity when you start the second half, which can manifest itself in some sloppy tackling. And how about right there? He ran right through that weak tackle attempt.
Rodgers now on first down. It gets it over the middle to Cobb. And this time he's able to take it down to the 42. Give him 9 there on the first down completion.
I always laugh when people say, what's the toughest route to defend? And I'm like, any of them, especially if it's a good receiver. That makes things very difficult. But when you're running a drag route, something short, shallow, going through defenders, using guys almost as screens in order to get open, that makes things tough for guys trying to get to the football.
At 5 yards on the play there, as the drive will continue.
Green. Check. Hey, 88. Check safety. That's fine, yeah.
And they'll keep on the ground with Jones. Give him 11 yards that time and a new set of downs.
But they're getting ready to go to work now in prime real estate after that last run. Found his spot and picked up nice yardage, didn't he?
And now he's got him knocking on the door of the red zone.
That's fine, yeah. Box it. Hey, we are going. Jim.
Rodgers with a give. It's Aaron Jones. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. Jalen Smith, the Notre Dame man, in on the tackle.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable second down. A very solid gain on that play.
On play action, it's Rodgers. His throw caught at about the 5. And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4. 18 yards on his first catch of the game. It's a first down.
Let's go, come on. Over here.
Here's Rodgers. Touchdown, Packers. Jimmy Graham from 4 yards out. And the Packers are able to cash in for 6. And he is a reliable target. They like to get him involved. They got him involved there for the score.
And they should. He's a very good player. Remember, they can use him in certain positions, so many different spots, and he usually comes through for them.
Crosby connects on the extra point, and that makes the score 14-7. Crosby on now to kick it away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. Okay, partner, got to fit in some Super Bowl chatter here. We're going to have New England and the L.A. Rams, two teams that had to go on the road and win their respective conference titles.
And think about this. The Patriots, who went to 8 straight AFC championship games, back in the Super Bowl yet again, yet they believe they're the underdogs and feel like the whole world is against them. How did they get to adopt that posture? But it's working for them.
And remember, by the way, the Patriots, their first Super Bowl win was against the Rams back in their St. Louis days.
So a lot has changed for the Rams since then. And the Patriots, consistently the most successful team in the NFL. This is going to be fun.
The give is to Elliott. And he'll be brought down right around the 37. They get 6 on the pickup there as the drive will continue. Well, we know he's an electric runner. Earlier this half, you were wondering how they were going to bottle him up at different levels. That was your suggestion. Some mixed results.
Yeah, certainly, because we have seen him bottled up at times. We've seen him play him very well. We've also seen him pop the cork a few times and get out of there, haven't we?
We have indeed. A first down carry by Elliott. And he'll be taken down at the 46-yard line. It'll be a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll make it second and a foot or so. It's a keeper with Prescott. And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield at the 49-yard line. He'll grab 3 yards on the play, taking it himself for the first down.
Well, I liked it. Just take the snap, burrow forward, pick up the few inches you need for a first down.
And defensively, I don't think they were expecting that. They looked a little surprised in the middle.
Yeah, a little bit wary there, weren't they? Because that can be a throwaway down where maybe you go play action, fake it, and try and get something big. But instead he said, forget it. Let's just get a first down and start a new set.
2 minutes to play here in the first half. We're back to Lambeau following these words. First down, Prescott. He's got the connection to Cole Beasley. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or two shy of the 30. And the play goes for 19 yards, gives him a new set of downs. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Elliott. And he will cross the 30 down to the 29-yard line. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Second down, Prescott. Over the middle, Amari Cooper. It's complete. And he'll be brought down at the 21, just shy of the 20 in the red zone. And they just keep marching right along. First down on a pickup of 8 there.
Let's go. Let's finish now.
10 carry now for Elliott. And he'll take this inside the 20 and down to the 18. Give him 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
And that's one of the reasons you like to blitz even on rundowns. It confuses the blocking assignments. It doesn't allow those offensive linemen to get up to the second level.
Prescott now on second down. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked up by Josh Jones. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Brandon, this is why golfers do their best to never count a score in their head before the ball goes in the cup. This looked like a slam dunk for points on this drive, didn't it? Instead, they throw an interception, and they're going to come away empty.
A little over 20 seconds remaining in the half as they'll line up here 1st and 10. Now a play fake here on first down. Well, this is taken in. It's complete. And now we won't see a play on first down. We're going to get a timeout instead as they'll stop it with 14 seconds to go in this first half.
That's fine, yeah.
They go play action here on first down. And left side here, it's Graham. And a nice gain of 21 yards. Play action. Now it's Rodgers. Now he'll let it go deep right side. And he's got it. It's caught for a Packers touchdown. Marquez Valdez-Scantling in the final seconds of the first half. And the Packers add 6 to their lead. Now Crosby for the point after. Extra point up and good by Crosby. And it's now 21-7. Crosby on now to kick it away. On the return, it's Jordan Lewis. And now, due to apparent time constraints, we fast forward to the beginning of the second half. All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. Forecast calling for more of the same. The rain set to continue as we are underway in the second half. Now the Packers get set to go. This is sort of what you would call a put-away drive, isn't it? I mean, they score here, especially a touchdown. It's almost out of reach.
It certainly feels that way, and I think that they're going to call their plays accordingly because what you really want to do, even though you know the scoreboard is still up there and the game's going to go on, in fact, you can take the spirit away from another team, that their drive and will to come back and win can be taken with another score right here.
It's still third quarter, but you just get that feel.
Yeah, they're teetering right there on the brink, aren't they?
A nice run there, 9 yards, and it'll be second down. The give is to Jones. And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line. It's a pickup of 6 and good enough to move the chains.
Third quarter and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Throwing on first down is Rodgers. And he's got it. Got his man on the end route. Complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. 15 yards through the air and a first down.
And after that completion, you can understand why so many teams in the league are emphasizing speed on defense at every position. The tight ends have created so many tough matchups now. If you can't run with a tight end as a linebacker, this is going to be the result every time.
Quick hitter here, it's complete. And they go backwards here, losing yardage back at the 48-yard line. It'll be a loss of 1, and that'll bring up a 2nd and 11. Now Rodgers. Over the middle, complete. That's Cobb. And this time he's able to take it down to the 42. The reception good for 7. It's third down.
Well, as this game continues to evolve in the NFL, you know how much coaches love run after catch, but you know what they love even more? Completions.
Yeah, just holding on to the ball.
Catch it, cover it, tuck it away. Whatever you get after that is almost gravy. That's how a lot of these receivers are being taught now.
Get reset. Hey, easy.
On play action, Rodgers. Got an open man, it's Valdez-Scantling. And he'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. That'll put him over 150 yards receiving now. Quite a ball game and a first down. Rodgers will bring him up to the line, 1st and 10. And he's 4 for 4 now, throwing the ball to start the drive.
319. We are going.
The give to Jones. And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24.
Check.
It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up second down.
I know when I was a kid, I always got real excited when I saw those lateral-type runs. But the best backs that made it happen, they put a foot in the ground and just go. That didn't happen there. That play got swallowed up.
A rare misstep on that last play because the drive has been strong, but now it's 2nd and 12.
Watch 85, ball going in. Inside. Check three. Zoom.
They fake the give. Now Rodgers. Under pressure, and he'll go down. Sacked back at the 31.
But nothing takes a start to have a good drive. Quite like a big loss on a sack, does it?
No, now they're looking at a 3rd and long, and suddenly the momentum shifted to the other side of the football.
And old Mo is a very, very fickle man.
Rodgers now, after the sack, he'll lead the pack up on 3rd and long.
319.
From the gun, it's Rodgers. And the pressure gets to him again.
Brandon, what I remember most about playing with guys who knew how to rush the passer, they would just tell you, just cover people for me, just long enough for me to get there. And that's exactly what happened on that play.
And Crosby puts it through, and that'll push the lead up to 17. So as it turns out, that sack doesn't wind up costing them, Charles. They at least get points, get 3 of them.
Yeah, that's where your kicker can really come to your rescue because, you know, after the sack, there was a little consternation there. Are we out of field goal range? Are we going to be able to get 3? In this case, he stepped right up and gave them exactly what they needed.
The Cowboys offense now, they head out for their first possession of the second half. They trail offense, first time to touch the ball in quarter 3, and we'll see what they can do.
And I can't wait to see what they have planned because some teams script to start a half. Other teams just go, okay, these are the sequence of plays we want to run. These things worked well for us. And sometimes they throw in that big chunk play right away.
Shocker.
Try and get after them early and try and create a big play to give themselves some momentum.
See what they have up their sleeve. A good pickup there, 26 yards. So into Packer territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line. Here's Prescott. He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field. So they took a shot on 1st down, but couldn't connect.
Those throwing windows get a lot tighter near the end zone, don't they? And here's the thing. You already probably have 3 points in your hip pocket. You force a throw here and give up an interception, you come away with nothing.
Especially tough in the middle 3rd of the field where he threw that one.
Here we go, 46.
A second down throw for Prescott. Completes it right side to Cooper. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. And a nice gain at 21 yards. So Amari Cooper out of Northwestern High School in Miami making a nice play there.
And it's so funny that when I was going through the draft process when he came out of Alabama and was inquiring about him and his skills, they say it all began back in Miami. He really became a pro receiver at a young age because of his attention to detail and precision. But don't forget his athletic ability. That's what made that catch there.
And he did spend 1 year with Teddy Bridgewater as his quarterback there, so that helped back in high school. Now a throw to the end zone on 1st down, but it winds up incomplete. Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 29.
Here we go, 46. Here we go, 26.
On 2nd down, Prescott again. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up 3rd down. We saw this a lot in the first half, and it continues. These receivers just not able to get much separation.
So that means they have to win the 50-50 balls. They've got to go up with the defender and find a way to start coming down with them.
And this time, contact and another incomplete pass. But he gets it all the way down inside the 10 and mark him at the 5. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
And in a lot of ways, that catch is expected. red zone presence, and that one was realized there. You've got to find your tight end in that situation.
Now Elliott fighting through. And he goes backwards on this one. Losing yardage to the 7. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be second down.
Well, it's been the air game that's taken them down on this drive before they finally turned around and handed it off on the last play.
And now they're looking for the big boys to get him in the end zone. Couldn't do it there.
It'll be interesting to see. Offensive lines had to pass block a lot on this drive. Will they be able to revert and fire out and create some space in the run game?
Prescott from the gun. And that one not to be. It's incomplete. So they couldn't hook up as time has now run out on this third quarter of play. They've been denied touchdowns in the red zone twice already. Here comes 3rd and goal. Here's Prescott. Eluding the pressure right. A bullet throw, but incomplete. Another wayward pass. You know, things started out poorly in this game, and to be frank, they just really haven't gotten much better.
And all that does is embolden the secondary. They feel good about what's going on, and they just play better and better.
A field goal does you no good, so they're going to stay out there and go for it on 4th. As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. And it is incomplete. They can't hook up here on the 4th down pass attempt. And the Packers D comes up with a big stop. So the defense has to stay out and get one more stop. They were able to do it, forcing the incompletion.
So on their record, that goes down as a successful play. It doesn't matter how they got there, how it happened. They got it done. They're the ones that are jubilant.
We are going. Zoom.
On 1st and 10, here's Rodgers. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And they'll get him down up past the 15-yard line. 10 yards there to start the drive, and just enough by about the length of the football for a first down. Thanks to that last play, a little more room to operate. 1st and 10 at the 18. On 1st down, Rodgers out to his left. Wide open receiver, complete. And he'll have this past the 30 prior to going out of bounds. 15 yards through the air and a first down. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on 1st down. Now Jones. And able to use his blockers to get this up over the 40. Give him 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1. Now, I'm guessing you'd say this is kind of the key here. Grind out some yardage, work on that clock, see if you can continue to tick it down.
Definitely. You want to bleed things out at this point, right? Continue to possess the football, gain some yardage, and put the onus on the defense. Do they have to use timeouts? What are they going to do to stop you? You're taking charge.
Here's Rodgers to throw. Rodgers finding Adams for a Packer first. And looking to put this game on ice in the 4th quarter, but still not afraid to throw it as they show there.
You want to play the game with confidence, and they have a guy who's in control right now. Their trigger guy, throwing it, they feel just as confident with him doing that as they would if they tried to run the ball and run the clock out.
Rodgers now just 1 misfire so far after that last completion, 15 of 16. It's first down. They'll run it with Jones. And he's got this one across midfield into Cowboy territory. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
That's it, baby. That's fine. Yeah.
They'll run with a backup. This is Williams. And he's going to be stopped up at about the 47-yard line. Tyrone Crawford in on the tackle.
Bottom line, they want to keep this clock rolling, so they'll take that one right there. They just want to keep falling forward, and they want to put the onus on the big fellas up front in order to bring this one home.
The Packers on third down. They've been near perfect, 4 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 4.
319 to 9. Jumbo!
On play action. Now Rodgers. He's going to let this one go deep. This is caught inside the 15. And he will get this into the end zone. Touchdown, Green Bay. Marquez Valdez-Scantling, his second touchdown of the night. And the Packers add on to their lead. Extra point try now for Crosby. Crosby with the extra point, and the lead is now 24. Crosby on now to kick it away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll elect not to return this one, so they'll bring it out to the 25 on the touchback. The offense for the Cowboys now working their way back onto the field. And last time this unit was out here, costly turnover, and then that turned into 6 points. They've got to make amends.
And how many times have we sat in meetings with coaches and they use the term complementary football? Offense take care of the defense, defense take care of the offense. That didn't happen on the last possession. This is a chance for them to pick themselves back up and help their team.
Yeah, we'll see if they can recoup and recover. So Prescott of the Cowboys now with a 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. Play clock down to 0, and this is not the way to start a drive. He didn't even try to signal for a timeout, so they must have not been aware of the numbers.
I think he lost track of the time left in the play clock and probably was trying to read the defense and trying to figure out which play to run and just lost track, and it cost him.
Looking to throw. Prescott. Packer pressure, and down he goes. Mike Daniels in there to make the sack. He buries him for a loss of 10. After the sack, oh, they're staring at a challenge basically from the other side of town. It's 2nd and a country mile. Now Prescott. And he finds a man on a crossing route. And he'll be brought down right at the 30 here. A nice pickup there, 19 yards. And they're set up better for 3rd. Throwing. Prescott. Now he'll be wrapped up around the waist and pushed down. Nick Perry in there to drop him for a loss of 10. And it'll be 4th and long. Desperation time. Prescott on 4th. To the sideline, and he's got it. They say the feet are down. Yes, the line judge says they're in. That'll be a 1st down. No reason not to try it there, and they do indeed convert on 4th. Prescott now 9 of 17 through the air. Prescott now. Looking left side, it's complete. He's got it. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. 15 more there, and they're on a roll. It's another 1st down. Offense for them has been at a premium. You wonder where plays like that have been all game long.
They're thinking the exact same thing themselves, but they're also looking forward now because now these plays are really for next week, trying to get some momentum going.
On the crossing route, complete. That's Schultz. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. A good pickup there, 26 yards. Prescott going to come up 1st and 10. And he's 4 for 4 now, throwing the ball to start the drive. Prescott to throw it. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
We've seen this quite a few times in this game. Offensive line unable to keep leverage, unable to keep people away, facing a lot of pressure. Fortunate just to get rid of it.
One of the reasons they're down is that inability, though, to stop the pressure. We saw another example of it there. Throwing again. Prescott on 2nd and 10. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he'll go down here at the 12-yard line. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down.
And, partner, I think that was a great example that not all tight ends are created equal. Because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, he couldn't turn it into much more.
Hard throw, incomplete.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
A critical one here if they're going to have any shot at this thing. So they'll go for it on 4th down. Got to try it here. He's back to throw. And this is incomplete. The great veteran Clay Matthews able to knock that one away in coverage. So that's the 2nd time this game they've given it up on 4th down. They're now 1 for 3 on 4th down conversion tries.
But they must feel good about what they're doing, right? They continue to go for it on 4th down. Give the defense a lot of credit, though. They've stopped them 2 out of 3 times. Usually you have 4th down plays that you have dialed up and ready to go and you think are going to be successful. Not so far in this game.
Throws right side, and that's complete. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. That goes for a gain of 31. Time for a break. This one, all over but the shouting. We'll finish it after this. Just like that, out of danger and up past the 40 now for 1st and 10.
4 down, check. 319.
Now Rodgers on the bootleg. On the move to his left. He's got the hook up here on the comebacker. Complete. 15 yards is the pickup there, and the drive starting very nicely. 1st down. And he's certainly been a huge factor in this when he's got the 2 touchdowns to his credit. Now they look to him again. He picks up the 1st.
Yeah, I can hear everyone saying, well, why don't you cover him, double him, triple him, do what you have to do. But sometimes they get locked into such a groove and such a connection, it doesn't matter how many guys are in his area.
He certainly looks to be in that groove right now. Here's Jones. Looking for a cutback lane, but nothing there as he's met at the line of scrimmage.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
Go, hey, let's go, come on. Get in.
Goes inside the 30. A solid gain of 15 yards, and the sticks move. And not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10.
48 line left. Strong right.
This is Jones. And not much of a hole there as he gets it down to about the 24-yard line. A gain of 3, 2nd down.
Well, you know that old expression, it's not my night. It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
And every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a 3rd down.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication, and as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
Zoom. Hey, where y'all going?
On third down, here's Jones. And he will have the first down before he's tackled at the 12. 5 yards is the pickup there as that extends this drive. Rodgers looking to throw. Dancing to his left. And he's got it. And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. Give him 9 there on the first down completion.
And that's why you do all the drills that you do from the quarterback position, because you're not going to just throw to your strength. The right-handed quarterback naturally will want to move to the right side to throw the football. But sometimes you've got to go left, and that's exactly what happened on that play. Forced to his left, still able to accurately throw it downfield for a completion.
Jones, and he'll get blown up behind the line of scrimmage, back at the 6. Well, Charles, the forecast called for rain throughout the entire game, and we got rain throughout the entire game. But these two teams, they had fun getting dirty out there. They love the slop.
Did you trust the forecast ahead of time? Or are you one of those guys that's skeptical about it, or did you trust it?
But when I saw just a big blob of green on the radar, I said, okay, let's trust.
Yeah, and that's why I'm glad you took my advice. Got your notes laminated, because, you know, open-air booth, that rain can affect us as well, although not as much as the guys on the field. But let's face it, it's kind of fun to watch these types of games, isn't it?
It is. By the way, how impressive is it that you travel with a laminator? I didn't even know there was a portable laminator.
The things that you learn.
Golly, wise beyond his years. So that'll do it for us. For my partner, Charles Davis, and all the hard-working men and women on our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL right here on EA Sports. The Packers are winners here as we say so long from Lambeau.
you